What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're having a great one today, as always. And if you want some codes, there you go. The day has finally come. We are cracking into Timstu et Gguset. Meh. It's actually Lady Tano, the wonderful Rosario Dawson's portrayal of her in The Mandalorian, Season 2, Ahsoka Tano, Grogu set. I don't know why they went with GG. Maybe they're just saying it's a good game. They're like, yep, good game, it's over, this is the figure. Now, if you haven't watched Mandalorian, you should. It's amazing. You probably have if you're watching this video. But at some point in Season 2, they bring in this beautiful lady. And honestly, it was like one of my favorite moments in TV. I'm a huge fan of Ahsoka. I've probably said that before. Her moment in Rebels with Vader, where she's all, "I'm no Jedi," is like one of the coolest things that ever happened in TV, as far as I'm concerned. She's just such an awesome character. They really did a good job with her. And Rosario Dawson, love her. Big hearts for her. She caught my eye when I was a little youngling back in the 90s. Ooh, nice. With the movie Kids, which I would not particularly recommend for anybody. It's kind of a brutal film, to say the least. But then she was later in the Clerks movies, which I loved, Sin City, which I loved. Oddly enough, she's in the Josie and the Pussycats movie, which I realize I probably shouldn't know that. I probably shouldn't own multiple copies of it, and I probably shouldn't watch it on a regular basis, but I do. So this box is actually really cool. It's very similar to the deluxe one that they did for Luke. So it's going to go ahead and slide out, which is awesome. Really cool. Just overall design for it. That also gives me high hopes that the inside is going to be similar to the Luke one, because what they did with that was really, really impressive. It just gave it a feel of being more of a high-end collectible. Sometimes with Hot Toys, they just, I don't know, they're underwhelming in some regards. So as you can see, it does slide out. This is one of those moments where I wish I had a larger light box, because this box itself is pretty big, and I don't know if we're actually going to be able to make this happen. Oh, wait, magical. All right, we got it. Now, it has been a little bit since I've ordered her. I know she comes with Grogu. I don't really remember all of the other accessories that she does come with. This is also a foam board, which is nice. It's kind of just a good improvement. And yeah, they did give her the same treatment that they gave Jedi Luke, which really, just an outstanding design in the actual package and the display of it. Like I said, this feels more of like a deluxe figure or deluxe collectible rather than just seeing stuff thrown in like a blister pack. Comparatively, like the Arena Wars Boba Fett, that one was just in like a clear plastic clamshell. They didn't even color the inside of the box. So this really does do quite a good job in a lot of ways. And man, oh man, does she look amazing. So we're going to go ahead and start getting all of this stuff pulled out. There are definitely some differences between this version and the standard. One of the big ones being this little fella right here. Oh, focus. There we go. And he is adorable. They do a great job with the Grogu figures and all of the accessories. I've got quite a few of them at this point, which is not a problem. You can never have too many. Really, they're just super cool and fun to add into almost any display. The deluxe one, comes with like a weird tree stand and some other cool backdrops, so I'm probably going to do a forest display for her and have him involved. But I might ever square it off with Maul. I haven't quite decided. Either way, we can set you over yonder. I don't want to pull the hands too far out because they are very well secured in here, but you do get replacement hands for him as well in case you want to change that up. You can have him doing his magic hand thingy, which is always fun. So nice that they add those in there. Just kind of a little extra bonus. I believe this is just going to be the silica pack, which it is. You do get some extra hands for Ahsoka herself, which we can take a real quick glance at. Obviously, with Hot Toys, They do an amazing job with all of the little extra hands and stuff. Could have painted her fingernails. Kind of surprised they didn't. I would take off a point if this were a Harry Potter competition, but you know. Most importantly is this gal here. Come on out. All right. First and foremost, there you go. They did a real good job of kind of wrapping her up. All right, we're going to have to take her head off to get that foam off. Oh, and look at that tape. Just what I love. Is this tape going to be nice? This tape might be nice. Well, it wasn't, but the plastic was. Anything else we need to get off or no? I'm going to leave the foam stuff on her head. Well, go for broke. There we go. See you later. Get that off. Success. She does have movable eyes, so you can pop the back of her head off. I forget what her tendrils are called. I'm a nerd, but sometimes I forget things. I could pretend that I remembered. Just look it up right beforehand. It's probably what I should have done, but not the end of the world. Just kind of taking a quick glance. They did a really good job with her suit. It is all cloth, which is nice. Material on her pants are amazing. I feel like I have pajama pants with similar material, so props to her. She knows what comfort is all about. Super cool design on the gauntlets as well. Definitely did a nice little job there. One thing that's kind of weird is when she twists her hand, the metal's going to not line up too well, but that's all right. Not the end of the world. Now, one thing I have heard people complain about with hers, I'm going to be really gentle when I test, but okay, good. I have seen a few where her arms pop off. So if you do happen to get one, be very gentle with the elbow. I don't think it's an overly common problem, but I've seen a couple people have it, and there's not really a fix. Obviously, they did a seamless upper body, which I was kind of worried about. It's probably going to crack over time. It's just sort of one of the negatives that comes with that sort of thing. Not really the end of the world by any means, but just something you should be mindful of. Does have a good double joint in the knee. Honestly, this outfit's not going to restrict movement pretty much at all. You're going to have more restrictions just from the body design itself. It's a really, really loose fabric. They did a great job with that. Really just the figure in general. And the sculpt is awesome. Honestly, it's not the best one that they've ever done. I'm not going to pretend it is, but it looks very much like it's supposed to. I'm not going to complain one bit. Very happy in that regard. Set her over there for the moment and take a look at some of the other goodies. Now, I probably won't pull all of these out. I realize I typically say that and I end up pulling everything out, so that'll probably happen here, but the plan is just to look at a few things. Hopefully we can keep this going, not make it too long. For the most part, a lot of the stuff that you get in here is going to be kind of self-explanatory, so I don't think we're going to need a super up-close look at it, but let's see what we got. This is the backdrop, which I do want to take a look at. It's actually one of the few things that's different about this and the standard. Also of note, the standard one, doing a box balance. All right. The standard one is about $30 cheaper, so also it's sold out in most places, and I think the waitlist on it's full. I have seen that the waitlist on this version is open on Sideshows, so you might want to get that one if you've been thinking about getting this, or at least hop on the waitlist. I always say worst case scenario with those, you end up not getting it. It's better that you jumped on the waitlist and had a chance than not. So with this one, you do get the cool little forest background. The regular version, I believe, has the courtyard that she has that cool little battle at the end of season 2. So depending on what you're going for, that might be more appealing. I like this. It's kind of more neutral. You can technically use it with anything. It doesn't really have to be Star Wars. It'll fit just about anything that has kind of a foresty background. So, which I get a bunch of samurai and weird other stuff, so plenty of things I can use it for, which is good. Courtyard's a little more specific to the actual scene in Mandalorian, in my opinion. Now, to be fair, the backdrop was not something that was make or break for me. It wasn't like I chose this one because of it, but I do prefer this one out of the two. And it is just made of a generic cardboard. It's really nothing too special, but it's a nice little add-in that they've got for you. Also, one of the things that they did with the deluxe Luke, which I was pretty happy with. It's kind of one of those, like, you know, it really didn't cost them much of anything to make, but gives a nice little bonus to the people that get it. I will probably take a quick look at her cloak, but I don't think I'm going to take the time to put it on. I have a feeling it might be a little bit tricky and time consuming, and it's not something I particularly plan on playing with anytime soon. But hopefully this will pop off nice and easy, and we can take a look at all our other goodies. Alright, success. If everything goes well, we'll kind of get through these quick. I'm skeptical, but we'll see. These... backup pegs. All right, I thought that's what it was going to be. Just wanted to make sure. So this actually does light up. I don't know if it comes with batteries. I don't know how it actually functions. So I'll play with that in the instructions, but it's the cool little lantern that she comes with. Like I said, it does actually light up. One other thing with this, it's initially listed as just an accessory with the deluxe version, but at this point I've talked to a lot of people that got the standard, and it came with the standard as well. So just be kind of mindful of that. You may want to double check before getting one or the other, but it does seem like that's going to come with the standard as well. Now this only comes with the deluxe. It's kind of the big little tree accessory base that I had mentioned you get with her. That's just going to lock into there easy peasy. It does look like you got a screw in there for probably the actual base. So I don't really want to lock it into place, but basically it's got different little cutouts, so you just kind of match them up with the way that peg is shaped, and it'll snap in there and stay locked down. And then the other opening right up front would just be for the actual stand here. I would just twist in there. It's just a basic thread, so nothing too fancy, but way cooler than a standard base that you get with most Hot Toys, so I'm definitely happy with that. Now, the lightsabers don't light up. I don't mind. Not the end of the world to me. It would be cool if they did, but honestly, the white blades, if you do a good light setup, they're going to catch the light pretty well. And quite frankly, most of the time, I don't have the lights on the light-up sabers that I've got anyways. A lot of the times, I don't really like changing out the actual arm on the figure, which usually is what you have to do. I do wish that the handles were metal. I feel like they could have gone the extra mile and made them die-cast, but really, pretty outstanding job overall, even with the little design there. Definitely cool. They're a little different than what she had in the show, the animated show anyways, but obviously for the live action version, they're going to take some liberties and have them make a little bit more sense. All right, and I do want to take a quick glance at this just to see. I don't know if it's wired at all. I also don't know what the material's like. Usually they do a pretty darn good job with these. The material feels nice. Wire in the hood, but that's about it. I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to take it off of this, just because at the moment that's how I'm going to store it anyways. So sorry guys, I hope you're not terribly disappointed in that. But it does seem like it's going to be real easy to work with. That looks like it's snapped. Maybe Velcro. I don't know, it's actually... there's a little snap in there. I'm going to try and... there we go. So it just unclasps. Pretty straightforward. Of course, now it's probably going to be really difficult for me to snap back into place, but that's all right. You will want to pop her head off if you do go to put this on at any point, just to make it easier. And of course, it is seemingly much more difficult for me to put it on and re-snap it in. Kind of expecting that. Haha, nope. This is probably going to end up taking me far longer than it needs to. Wait, maybe? All right, we did it. Hooray. So that'll do it for this one. Honestly, going to keep this one kind of quick.